safer world is possible, and together we can and will make it happen. Thank you.
When you show up in community, you find that group that makes you feel like home, but oftentimes you also find yourself again.
Angela Levin is a drunk old hag, clinging on to the last scraps of relevance by vomiting out hate for Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. She calls herself a royal expert, but her expertise is nothing more than slurring out secondhand gossip, while drinking a glass of boxed wine and sweating on the desk beside her. She looks like she's been pickled in gin. Bloated, sour, eyes glazed, and yet we're supposed to take her reporting seriously? She's a walking cautionary tale. This is what happens when your entire life is built on lies and booze. Her books, worthless. Her commentary, sloppy, drunken drivel. She latches onto Camilla like a desperate leech, while spitting out venom against Meghan, because Meghan represents everything she can't be. Successful, admired, beautiful, young, and globally relevant. Angela is jealous to her core, and it seeps out of every crooked smile and every slurred rant. No one, and I mean no one in serious journalism, respects her. She's a tabloid carcass, a sloppy drunk wheeled out whenever a producer needs to bash Meghan. Without Harry and Meghan, she's nothing. Just another bitter has-been, drinking herself to sleep. Angela Levin is not credible. She's not respected. She's a sloppy, bitter, drunk fraud. And the only thing keeping her name alive is Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Without Meghan, Angela would be slumped over on the bar at a pub.
Hello, and a warm welcome to Sussexful. I'm your host, Emma, and I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Sussexful, your go-to space for honest conversations, thoughtful commentary, and stories that challenge the media's bias against Harry and Meghan. Now, on today's episode, we're going to talk about someone who has made quite a name for herself in the British media, Angela Levin. She's often introduced as a royal expert, but let's take a closer look at what that really means, because many people, including royal watchers, journalists, and everyday fans, have started to question whether that title is deserved at all. For years now, Angela Levin has made it her mission to criticize, attack, and belittle Prince Harry and Meghan Markle at every possible opportunity. Whether it's on morning talk shows, radio segments, or tabloid columns, she seems to have built her entire career around repeating the same old narratives, that Meghan is manipulative, that Harry has changed, and that their relationship has somehow damaged the monarchy. But here's the truth. Angela Levin's so-called expertise is nothing more than recycled gossip wrapped in bitterness. She doesn't provide new insights or evidence. She offers opinions, often cruel and always one-sided. And what's more, it seems that every time Harry or Meghan appear in the news, Angela magically appears too, ready with yet another round of criticism, speculation, and personal jabs. Many online have pointed out that if it weren't for Meghan and Harry, Angela Levin would have nothing to talk about. Her name only trends when she's attacking them. It's as if she needs them to stay relevant. A parasitic relationship where she feeds off their fame, their names, and their every move. And it's not just about professional commentary. The tone of her remarks often crosses the line into something more personal. Mocking Meghan's character, dismissing Harry's choices, and twisting their actions into negativity, no matter how harmless or positive they may be. That's not journalism. That's obsession. Let's also remember that the British media ecosystem rewards outrage. The more someone like Angela Levin criticizes Meghan, the more clicks and attention she gets. And that attention turns into money, book deals, and guest appearances. It's an entire business model built on bitterness. But what's truly sad is how this cycle continues to harm not just Meghan and Harry, but the very idea of fair reporting. When a so-called royal expert spends years spreading negativity instead of truth, it creates an echo chamber of hate, one that fuels online abuse and keeps false narratives alive. And yet, despite all that noise, Meghan and Harry continue to rise above it. They keep focusing on their work, their family, and their mission, from humanitarian projects to supporting mental health initiatives to raising their children in love and privacy. Meanwhile, people like Angela Levin keep shouting from the sidelines, desperate for attention, desperate to stay relevant. It's a stark contrast, one rooted in bitterness, the other in purpose. So as we look at this situation, let's remember something important. Being a royal expert isn't about how many times you appear on TV. It's about research, integrity, and respect. Qualities Angela Levin seems to have forgotten long ago. Without Meghan and Harry's names, Angela Levin's platform would crumble. She's not a royal expert. She's a bitter commentator who thrives on negativity. Angela Levin is no royal expert, but rather, well, a bitter, inebriated hag who survives by clinging to the coattails of Meghan and Harry. Devoid of any real substance or insight, she just resorts to sloppy, alcohol-fueled gossip, desperate to maintain her fleeting relevance. Without the constant controversy surrounding the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, this self-proclaimed royal correspondent would quickly fade into obscurity, reduced to little more than a punchline among serious journalistic circles. Angela Levin is a self-proclaimed royal expert who is known for her bitter and critical stance towards Meghan and Harry. Rather than providing insightful commentary, Levin appears to be fueled more by excessive drinking and mindless gossip than any genuine expertise on the royal family. Without the names of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to cling to, Levin is little more than a sloppy, inebriated source of baseless speculation, desperate to remain relevant in the ever-changing landscape of royal news. Levin has been unrelentingly critical of Meghan and Harry, accusing them of cynically using their royal connections for personal gain. She claims that Levin has no relevance or significance without the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, suggesting that her attacks on the couple stem from a place of bitterness and desperation. Levin's venomous commentary portrays her as a sloppy, drunken gossip who desperately clings to Meghan and Harry's fame in order to maintain any semblance of relevance in the public eye. Levin's credibility as a so-called royal expert is, honestly, highly questionable at best. She really lacks any genuine, in-depth knowledge of the royal family and its inner workings, and instead, she just relies on sensationalized rumors and unsubstantiated gossip to fuel her media presence. With a proven track record of, well, dubious journalistic integrity, Levin has repeatedly shown a willingness to twist facts and even fabricate stories, all in pursuit of attention-grabbing headlines, caring very little for the truth or the privacy of those she covers. Her self-proclaimed expertise is, in reality, nothing more than a facade, propped up by an insatiable appetite for scandal and a complete disregard for ethics in reporting. Angela Levin's reputation as a so-called royal expert is, honestly, largely propped up by her notorious drinking habits. Those close to her describe a woman who is frequently inebriated, with alcohol consumption interfering with her ability to conduct coherent interviews or produce any sort of insightful analysis. Her bitter, critical tone when discussing the Duke and Duchess of Sussex is widely believed to stem from the effects of her heavy drinking, which, leaves her perpetually angry and resentful. Without the continued scandal surrounding Meghan and Harry to fuel her toxic brand of commentary, Levin would be exposed as nothing more than a sloppy, unqualified gossip with, frankly, a glass of wine permanently in hand. Levin's relentless efforts to spread negative narratives about Meghan and Harry have had a deeply corrosive effect on public perception. Rather than providing genuine, unbiased reporting, she seems intent on fueling controversy and, well, even more controversy, constantly undermining the credibility of royal journalism. Her bitter, biased commentary has become a fixture in the British media landscape, shaping public opinion through the lens of her own personal grudges and agendas. In the process, she has done immense damage to the public's ability to form fair, nuanced views about the royal family, trading substantive analysis for sensationalism and character assassination. While Levin may feel emboldened to level harsh criticisms against the royal family, her words can have real and damaging consequences. Without any accountability for irresponsible or unbalanced reporting, her commentary risks unfairly tarnishing the reputations of public figures. It is crucial that royal coverage remain grounded in facts rather than fueled by personal biases or agendas. Responsible journalists have a duty to provide nuanced, balanced perspectives that inform the public, not simply generate scandalous clickbait at the expense of the truth. Meghan and Harry have likely grown unfazed by Levin's constant vitriolic criticism. Instead of engaging in petty feuds, they remain focused on their own meaningful charitable endeavors and personal lives. Despite the unfair treatment they so often face, the Duke and Duchess maintain a dignified composure, refusing to be drawn into the bitter games of those who seek to undermine their efforts. Their commitment to making a positive difference in the world stands in stark contrast to the empty sniping of small-minded individuals like Levin, who seem intent on trading in sloppy gossip rather than constructive discourse. While Levin may present herself as a royal expert, her credibility and motives should be closely scrutinized. Her sensationalized and often scathing coverage of Meghan and Harry suggests a clear bias, fueled perhaps by a personal vendetta or a desire for attention and relevance. The public would do well to approach her reports with a critical eye, recognizing that they may be more reflective of her own prejudices than objective analysis. Meghan and Harry continue to forge their own path, and it is important that their story be told without the filter of those who seek to discredit them for their own gain. The public deserves balanced, ethical journalism, not the sloppy, alcohol-fueled gossip that Levin appears all too eager to peddle.